Hey XRP and XLM fans, you know how crypto is buy the rumor, sell the news? Well, I've got a rumor that looks to be coming true here that I have to share with you. Along with FTX dumping on the market, are you watching what's happening with Solana? Open interest says December is going to be juicy, which means we just got to hold on tight through November. Matt Winters 8315 says, how dirty does it make you feel when you use Maxine on your thumbnail? I know nobody likes handling her, even in JPEG format. Man, I had to bleach my hands. I felt so dirty from touching that homegirl. Upside Down World 321 says, Klaus, you got to mount your mic, not on your desk. Every time you touch the table, I hear booms. I have a very good sound system. It's hard for me to listen, my man. Dude, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm doing some setting up of the office in here, the studio space, and I've got it temporarily mounted to my desk because now I'm moving my baseball cards, I'm moving my bike, my trainer. We're going to have a gold section over there. I've got my other whiteboard over there. Lots of fun, but I read you loud and clear. And if there is something I can do to improve the channel, please let me know, as I am a humble creator. Bitcoin sitting at 34,793. Can't hold on to 35. Come on now, everyone. ETH 1804. Sol retracing big time, down 7.8% right now. Last 24 hours, under 40. XRP at 60.4 with XLM 11.9. Xrp Xlm Sol holders. I don't know, maybe with Sol. Who knows? Xrp and XLM holders. We're hearing about December. We're going to get into that kind of action. I've got some stats to show with you. Traders pile into bets that a BTC ETF will be here in December. Now, if the rally continues, okay, and the rally we're on right now is a lot of BTC ETF optimism. If this rally continues and we can hold it through November, wow, will that be impressive. But we got a lot of shit to get through. Government shutdowns, yeah, a lot of naughtiness. Bitcoin option traders are positioning themselves for a big price increase towards the end of the year, fueled by optimism for the approval of the first spot BTC ETF in the US. Options data compiled by Base Money IO shows investors have purchased $350 million worth of calls, bets that Bitcoin's price will increase at the final expiry options on December 29th. That's more than double November expiry and many multiples higher than those set in the first half of 2024. December volatility looks to be higher than November volatility, which usually doesn't happen. According to Boslem, the increased volatility means the most popular bets are those that Bitcoin will exceed 34,000 to 35,000 ETF end of the year. As always, any article you see in this video, along with some other ones, will be linked in the description below. Ooh, some Bitcoin open interest action. Ooh, strikes November 3rd up on the screen. Yeah, it's like I said, I like that kind of stuff because I would really like to see the futures because, again, it's another metric for us to use. Now, Bitcoin has been fueling and pulling the market, okay? We can't sit here and deny the fact that Bitcoin has been moving the price of XRP and XLM more than anything else, all right? It's not Meridian. No, it's not ODL. It's not Ripple's development or Stellar development. It's none of that. It's macros, it's Bitcoin, junk like that. So Bitcoin right now couldn't hold to 35. All right, and again, this 35 thing is big because look at this here. When it went up and broke through 35, couldn't hold it this first time. Second time, blew right past it. We did it earlier this morning. We talked about 35,750, not a big deal. 35.9, cool, okay. Here's the problem. Went right through that 35 again. Yes, we were able to bounce back up here from under sub 34.5. Right now sitting at 34.8. So we got to watch Bitcoin. I just don't know how long the optimism can last if we got to wait till December. That's 30 days. And I don't know, do you think there's enough money out there, enough liquidity to keep this pump, this rally going? Because you guys know how it is. And gals, as Bitcoin goes up, the rest of the market just follows suit. Same thing, right? As Bitcoin goes down, we're in trouble. And this is kind of something to offset that, to make you go, okay, how long can this last? Because the economy is going to be getting weaker and weaker. With interest rates unchanged, small businesses continue to struggle. Small businesses, often described as the backbone of the economy, are amongst the hardest hit. Denise Duncan, owner of AT Industrial Products in California, specializes in metal dust collection, said high interest rates have stopped her from taking out a loan and expand to meet her demands for her products. I can't grow my business and I can't hire people or relocate to a bigger facility, she said. Here, as a small business owner, I think gas, trash, my utilities have all gone up. My insurances have gone up by 22%. Jerome Powell said that the battle against inflation is far from over on Wednesday. You guys, we watched it in a live stream. I will have that video linked at the end. Check it out. Good listen. If you're like driving home and you want something to listen to in the background, play that live stream. You're running, getting ready for a 6-hour ultra marathon like myself. Training plan going well. I ran today. Thank you very much. It was freezing my butt off. Seriously, listen to live stream. Have it linked at the end. This is what Jerome Powell said, okay? And I think this is where we have to start being very careful with optimism based on ETF action, along with global macros, which means how much money can fuel that optimism. Because we all can be optimistic. But how many people are then going to take that optimism and turn it into cash in, right? How that they're going to start putting cash into the market, right? Optimistic is one thing. Starting to put some skin in the game is another. This is from Powell. The full effects of our tightening have yet to be felt today, Powell said. Given how far we have come along with the uncertainties and risks we face, the committee is proceeding carefully. So now you have small businesses out there, backbone of the economy. If they're struggling, if they can't get the funding they need, and their expenses are going up, you can't grow, right? If you can't grow the growth economy, we have to start watching for factors like that. That's why a lot of tech stocks usually get plummeted when growth issues start becoming apparent. Because if you can't grow, and if it's expensive to grow, and your business is about growing market share, well, then you can't grow. Now, Solana, FTX, XRP, XLM, okay? Solana story is a little different. Why? Because there's a lot of big holdings with FTX. Now, looking at the chart of Sol, we're going to talk XRP, XLM, don't you worry about it. But looking at the chart of Sol, you can see that, yeah. Again, looks a lot like Bitcoin, doesn't it? This move right here looks a lot like Bitcoin, doesn't it? But listen to this stuff with Sol. FTX and Alameda's massive transfers. Earlier today, FTX deposited $46 million worth of assets to Kraken, Binance, and Coinbase. $21.6 million in Sol, 9.3 Matic, 5 million in ETH, 2 million in Mass, some Gala, some Sushi, some C98, some Lido. Whoa. Yesterday, addresses linked to FTX and Alameda initiated transfers of 13.6 million. Furthermore, FTX deposited 8 million worth of 3 assets into Coinbase. That included 8 million worth of GRT, 2.3 million of Render and Maker. Following this, within 3 hours, additional deposits of 5.4 million were made, another 2.6 million, and another 1.05 million. Remember, FTX is going to be dumping on the market, and they're picking strategic times to do so. So, like, could you foresee FTX dumping a bunch of Sol here above 40, putting a little pressure on? Yeah, we could easily see that. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. Now, when we look at XRP and XLM, right, they're not at the Sol mark, right? Sol's a little different, okay? Sol's got a lot of holdings with FTX, and Sol saw a huge, just unsustainable pump here as of late. I mean, when you zoom out just a little bit here, I mean, come on now. Like, that is like nothing burger, nothing burger, nothing burger. Oh, this is all of a sudden interesting. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking about it, market manipulation. But people also knew that FTX was going to dump a bunch of Sol. It would make sense that, yes, they could dump it at a higher price. And by the way, I'll share the tweet here that shows all that stuff too if you want to check it out. But when it comes to XRP and XLM, it's all about holding where we're at as long as we can until we get the ETF action. XRP does have a settlement date with Ripple Labs in the SEC case coming up. That's just to me. I think we all can agree here that there's not going to be a settlement. Gary Gensler has, I don't know how else to put it. Gary's not going to settle, okay? So that's the big stuff for XRP. We also got the Swell event for Ripple Labs as well. XLM Stellar Camp just got done with Meridian. So again, a lot of the big stuff for them is kind of behind. So a lot of this is ETF play, and can we last through this ETF play? When we get to the articles and traders out there, the ones in the know with the big bags are like, yo, December will be where it's at. Does that mean November we're going to see some pain? We're going to see some retracements? You think we could move sideways all November? The other concern I have regarding XRP and XLM, and it's more XLM than XRP, because XRP does have a bit more oomph holding it up. The spread on XRP is a bit healthier than XLM. There's a lot more liquidity for XRP than there is XLM. But the other thing I'm keeping in mind is the end of this month is shit volume with the Thanksgiving holiday. That Thanksgiving week is usually a brutal one. Just really boring as shit. And if people need money, you know how it goes, right? They're going to cash out their crypto. So let's keep an eye on this. Let's keep an eye on Sol. Let's keep an eye on XRP, see if it can retain that 60-cent mark. XLM, while getting ready for this video, broke the 12-cent mark. We're going to keep an eye on them, and I will share more with you as the stories break. I'm very curious how this whole market dynamic is going to play out here in the next 24 to 36 hours going into the weekend. The Sol move, if they're the leader of the retracement of the alts, then I could see some problems, because Sol at 39 is a lot higher than a lot of the estimates that we saw during the FTX bankruptcy times. So that means then they could get their shareholders way more than what they thought based on their Sol holdings. So going to be watching Sol quite carefully. I could definitely see some individualistic pressure. In fact, when I'm looking at the heat map right in front of me, I'm at Sol down 7.4, Cardano up 7.75. So are we seeing some individual ones pop here, get manipulated, and get played down to a retracement? It's making me wonder, and the reason it's making me wonder is because if traders out there are telling us that December is where the juicy action is going to be, I don't think the market's going to move sideways for the next 60 days. That just doesn't seem likely. Things are too volatile right now. Things are there's no stable ground. You got Middle East tensions, you got U.S. economic issues, you got global macro concerns. The Eurozone, GDP numbers are coming out in the Eurozone, and they are horrible. Makes you wonder if the U.S. is faking the funk with their numbers. I saw Germany's numbers were bad. The UK numbers were not hot. France's numbers were not hot as well. Meanwhile, the US is like roaring at some freakish percent. So I don't know. And then, you know, on top of this, we start talking about the retailers. I brought that story about the retailers not able to get funding because it's so expensive, not being able to grow to meet customer demand, which means you're not going to get these businesses growing, which means if the retail sector, right, that smaller retailer backbone starts shriveling up, the economies shrivel up with it. And it's not just the United States at high interest rates. High interest rates is all over the globe. So you've got small business owners all over the globe where money to expand their businesses, money to meet the demands of the customer just aren't there. And if they are there, right, like if the lending standards are loose enough for people to participate in it, man, the juice they're paying is just through the roof. The other thing I thought that was important too was that the retail owner had brought up how expensive things were. Insurance going up double digits. You got supplies, food, insurance, healthcare, all that, it's going up. So expenses are still going up. So it really makes me wonder how we're going to sit here and keep this market propped up. Or is this where we start seeing the institutional pivot with the BTC ETFs? But again, coming in December. So going to be paying attention. This is going to be a very, very interesting November. I am most cautious, though, about Thanksgiving week just because just low volume boringness. I could see people just getting bored and just things just sucking, right? I could totally see it happening. So, but I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, and as of now, I am happy that we're in the green, except for Sol holders. You're still in the green. You're just down 7.3% now in the last 24 hours. What am I doing today? Well, I just got done with an easy 4.5 mile speed workout. Nothing too crazy. Got to do a little bike action. Might lift today. I've got a 3-hour run this weekend that I got to prepare for. How about you let me know in the comments below what you're doing? And you cool cats, have a great rest of your day.